Columbus's landing in 1492 wasn't a discovery, it was a declaration. Within a generation, the Caribbean became the launching pad for one of the most ruthless colonization campaigns in history. Spain planted its flag first, claiming the islands as imperial territory, but soon the British, French, Dutch, and even the Danish joined the scramble. The Caribbean wasn't just a strategic naval point, it became the testing ground for empire. And the indigenous people? They were the first to pay the price. Within 50 years of European arrival, the Taino population had collapsed by over 90%. Not from war alone, but from forced labor, massacre, rape, enslavement, and disease. Smallpox and measles decimated entire communities. But it was the encomienda system, Spain's policy of land grants that came with enslaved indigenous labor, that sealed their fate. Columbus himself enslaved hundreds. Thousands more were worked to death in gold mines that quickly ran dry. When the indigenous populations could no longer meet the brutal demands of empire, Europe turned its eyes elsewhere. Africa. The genocide of the Taino and other native peoples wasn't the end of colonization. It was the blueprint. The model perfected in the Caribbean would later be exported to Latin America, North America, and beyond. Meanwhile, other European powers arrived with their own colonial ambitions. The British took Barbados, Jamaica, and St. Kitts. The French seized Haiti, then Saint-Domingue, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. The Dutch took Suriname and several island outposts. Each imposed its own language, religion, and system of exploitation, but the violence was the same. They cleared forests, carved plantations, and turned paradise into profit. And what they planted wasn't just sugarcane, it was slavery. In the next section, we'll dive into the brutal heart of colonial Caribbean life, the rise of the transatlantic slave trade, the plantations, and the unimaginable human suffering that made Europe rich.